Hello, and welcome to the RE-1, RE-2 programming webinar. My name is Paul Jones, and I'll be conducting this webinar. The RE-1, RE-2 telephone systems can be programmed with three different methods. You can program it locally using the keypad on the front of the unit, you can program it using a touch-tone telephone, or you can program it with a computer that has a dial-up modem and some sort of internet browser. It's important to know you're not using the internet when using the computer. You're just using the browser capability of the machine. The RE-1 and RE-2 both program exactly the same way, and in this webinar we're going to focus on the browser-based style of programming. A dial-up connection needs to be created on the computer, and once we dial the unit up, we direct our browser to the IP address 192.168.20.10/re1.html. This will bring you to the home page. We will discuss each one of these individually. First, change master code or number of entry code digits. To change the master code, we input the old 6-digit master code. The factory default master code is 123456. We input the new master code and confirm the master code by inputting it a second time. The entry code digits lets us change the length of the entry codes. They can be 1 to 6 digits in length, and the change to an example might be 4, then all the entry codes would be 4 digits. After inputting the data, we will save. As with browser-based programming, every time we make a change, we need to save it. The RE-1 or RE-2 will tell us if the submission was successful or unsuccessful. Set date and time. In this field, we can set the date and the time of the unit. We can enable or disable daylight savings time, and we can set the geographic time zone. Setting the geographic time zone determines what time the downlight on the unit will turn on and off, and it's based on sunrise-sunset times from the Farmer's Almanac. If the downlight is not desired, leave it set to none. The downlight will automatically come on each time a button is pressed on the unit. Holidays. A holiday will override the time zone programming for that specific day. An example, we might create a time zone Monday through Friday and have it automatically open our gate. We don't want the gate to open on Thanksgiving Day, as that's a Thursday, so we take that date of the year and we make it a holiday. If we don't select holiday in that time zone, we can have up to 10 different holidays. Keypad setup. In the keypad setup, we can configure the main keypad located on the unit itself and also a remote keypad that can be installed on the unit. Its model number is designated as AMKP. It can be used to grant access to another area. If both keypads can be set to energize relay A, relay B, or relay A or B dictated by an entry code. We can also assign a time zone to the individual keypads, allowing access which keypad during on certain times or days. Assign relay 2 function. We can assign relay 2 to the following: an access relay, a shunt, which means it will activate whenever relay 1 activates. We can activate relay 2 with a detection of a transmitter called an MGT transmitter, that's an obstacle transmitter, or alarm. And under alarm, relay 2 will activate under the following conditions. A forced entry. It has a sensing input, and if it opens without relay 1 energizing, relay 2 will energize. A door ajar. If sense 1 stays open for more than 1 minute, after the relay 1 activates, relay 2 will then activate. Keypad lockout. Relay 2 energizes after too many wrong attempts on the main keypad. Remote keypad lockout. Relay 2 will energize after too many wrong attempts on the remote keypad. Or driveway sensor. Relay 2 will energize whenever sense number 2 closes. Set relay tones. In relay tone, We can set a tone for whenever Relay 1 or Relay 2 activates. The tone can be set from 1 to 15 seconds, and they can be enabled or disabled for Relay 1 or Relay 2. Relay schedule. In relay schedules, we can set the duration of Relay 1 or Relay 2, how long it's going to activate for. We can also create an automatic time zone that will activate Relay 1 or Relay 2. Once we program in a time zone, we can select which time zone will activate the relay. Configure transmitter buttons. In Configure Transmitter Buttons is where we can dictate which buttons on the transmitter will activate which relay within the unit. The buttons on the transmitter can be the top button, the upper left button, the upper right button, the lower left button, or the lower right button, and our selections for which relay they will activate are none, Relay A, Relay B, or both Relay A and B. Under Miscellaneous Options is where we can enable or disable the digital synthesized voice, the call waiting feature, or chirp on keystrokes on the keypad. Set time zones. We can have up to 7 different time zones with the RE-1 or RE-2. And they can be used for restricting access, automatic gate or door opening. We can assign a time zone to a call forwarding schedule. We can assign a time zone to a group of transmitters, for temporary entry codes, or for setting the Do Not Disturb feature in the unit. For an example, we've created a time zone Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Once again, the RE-1 or RE-2 will hold up to 7 different time zones. Media. Within media, the first subsection is entry codes. Under Read Entry Code is an option that is not used and should not be selected. The RE-1 or RE-2 will hold up to 100 entry codes. Authorized relays, we can use Relay 1, Relay 2, both Relay 1 and 2, or if we select Priority User, Relay 1 will toggle when the entry code is entered, which means the relay will close and will stay closed until the entry code is entered again, and then it will open. We can have a time zone assigned to the entry code, so it only works during certain times or days. And we have a temporary entry code that can be controlled with the number of uses and by activating the start and ending date of the entry code. We can assign block-coded transmitters. A facility code of 0 through 15 can be entered. If that field is left blank, the RE-1 or RE-2 will ignore the facility code. Block-coded transmitters are sequential in number. The start number and ending number of a transmitter block is found on the box that the transmitters came in. Also, the facility code of the transmitters is found on the block. In this field, transmitter ID, we would put the lowest number in the block, program in. For an example, if I said my lowest transmitter ID number was 10,000, and I want to program 25 in the group, and the RE-1 or RE-2 would accept transmitters 10,000 to 10,024. We can also create a time zone that these transmitters will work. If time zone 1 is left blank, time zone 2 is ignored. We can delete entry codes or transmitters. I can delete a single entry code or all the entry codes, or I can delete all block-coded transmitters. Individual transmitter. And we have page 2 for more options on the RE-1, RE-2. Visitor call options. Visitor call ring count. That is how many rings the RE-1 or RE-2 will ring the local telephones within the house before it call forwards or disconnects. It can be set from 1 to 15 rings. Also, we can set the visitor call time limit, how long a visitor can talk to the resident. It can be set for 15 to 255 seconds. Call forward, do not disturb. In the call forwarding section, the first available option is Call Enable State. It can be set for Disable, no call forwarding at all. Unconditional Enable, call forwarding is always on. We can call forward via time zone, or we can call forward if there's no resident answer. An example might be I have the visitor set rings for 5. After 5 rings of the house, the RE-1 or RE-2 will stop trying to ring the house, seize the phone line, and call an alternate phone number. If I have the call enable state set to time zone, I would need to select a time zone for it to follow. If the call forwarding is enabled, I would need to input a telephone number for the RE-1 or RE-2 to dial. Also, I might need an extension. I can have up to a 4-digit extension, and the delay between the telephone number and the extension from 1 to 25 seconds. Also, the Do Not Disturb feature. If that is turned on, then when the call button is pressed, the RE-1 or RE-2 will enunciate Do Not Disturb Resident, and the house will not be called. The feature can be turned on all the time. If it is set by a time zone must be submitted. Guest house programming. The RE-1 or RE-2 have the capability to call 3 additional phone numbers in addition to the house as long as it's in the shared line mode. An example, the visitor would approach the RE-1 or RE-2 to press 1 pound and it would dial alternate number 1, 2 pound for alternate number 2, and 3 pound for alternate number 3. Under telephone number would be the telephone number for the guest house. An extension number, we can also add a 4-digit extension and an extension delay of 1 to 25 seconds between the telephone number and the extension delay. If guest house 2 and guest house 3 are required, the next field is dialing method and modem answering. On this page, we can turn the onboard modem on the RE-1 or RE-2 on or off. If the modem is turned off, program can only be accomplished by the keypad on the front of the unit. And this is where we select dialing method, pulse or tone. Configure telephone commands. On the telephone command page, the RE-1 or RE-2 can be controlled without a phone call from a visitor by using a telephone that's connected to the local telephone line. For an example, #81# would be used to latch relay number 1. If ## is not desired, it can be changed to ***, **# or #**. Also, the programming prefix. The factory default is ### to enter programming. If that is not desired, it can be changed to ***, **# or ###. Activate relay. Which telephone key is going to be used to activate relay 1 or activate relay 2? The factory default is pressing number 1 within the house will activate relay 1. Pressing number 2 on the phone within the house will activate relay 2. This can be changed to whatever is desired. We can choose which telephone key we press for call waiting and which telephone key we can depress for disconnect. We also have reports available on the RE-1 or RE-2. We can view the system configuration. We can view the entry codes. We can view which transmitters are programmed in. And we can list the log entries that will show the last 450 events. That is, whenever relay 1 or relay 2 has been activated in RE-1, the time and date it was activated. This concludes the RE-1 and RE-2 basic programming section. Once again, I'm Paul Jones for Linear Corporation. Have a great day.